Wow, it's Console Crapshoot, where we spin a wheel to play a random video game on original hardware. You know what? Carl has spun the wheel for 121 episodes in a row. Odo has been his understudy for a little while. Let's let Odo drive and decide what we're going to play today. Game Boy Advance, not my favorite Odo, but you never know. There are a couple of gems there. We've got 935 games left on this wheel. My Little Pony, Crystal Princess, The Runaway Rainbow. Odo, what have you done? Bad dog. Yeah, I guess we gotta do this. Let's just get it started.
Let's just fucking kiss.
You know what? There's a positive to this. I mean, I don't know how much of this game there's gonna be to talk about, but at least this gives us an opportunity to talk about bronies. And I've always wanted to talk about bronies. Just inserting a quick disclaimer here. Console Crapshoot supports you if you're into stuff that is considered by the masses to be weird. Yeah, we're having fun this episode, we're joking around, but don't listen to people who tell you what you're into is bad or you shouldn't be doing what you're into. As long as you're not hurting anyone, everything is consensual unless you're into feet. That's nasty. On with the episode. My Little Pony's been around forever, like since I was little at least. But somewhere along the line, I don't know when this happened, but at some point these characters became, I don't know, like eroticized. There's a whole fetish that surrounds My Little Pony.
The show itself is extremely well done. The art is fantastic, the writing is wonderful, and the voice acting is just, it's impeccable.
I mean, they are hot as fuck. They draw these, they're horses, but they draw them to be very voluptuous, let's say. And somewhere along the line, there's been like a phenomenon of grown men that have made this their thing. There was actually an episode of Bob's Burgers that dealt with bronies.
Does anyone else think these girls all look like men?
And there's levels to fetishes. Like, there's a pecking order. You know, you have your latex bondage fetish, those folks. And below that, you know, you've got your furries. Furries are generally nice people, but I'm specifically referring to the sex ones. These are folks that have like fursuits, and they have their own fursonas, and there's a whole sex fetish around that. Below them, you've got your bronies. And it's weird because this is a property that's aimed at little girls that grew up with this. And of course, we all know that below that, at the very bottom, you have guys that are into feet. I'm not gonna lie, they are giving me kind of a look at the camera that's making me feel a certain kind of way. You know, I think this game should be part of a trilogy. It's the same basic thing. Episode 39, we played Bratz, the movie, on the Wii. Episode, I think it was 89, we played Mary-Kate and Ashley Sweet 16 License to Drive. And now this one, they're all the same thing. Like, games that are aimed at little girls or getting little girls to get into video games, they're all very basic mini games. All of these have in common. A lot of mini games in this game were in all three of these games, you know, or something similar. There's like your dress up, your match games, your scavenger hunts, but unlike those other games, and I'm not saying those games were good at all, but this one's probably aimed at an even younger audience, like going for really little girls, maybe like under 6, because it's so easy. It's like you can't really mess up. It congratulates you and gives you the win even if you didn't really get it. If you leave your character on the screen for 2 seconds, an arrow will show up and tell you where to go to continue the next part of the story or whatever you need to get. Every time you stop, it'll do that. Even if the item that you're looking for is right there on the screen, it just points right to it. So super easy. Annoying that she can't run like you're a horse. I think that's like the main draw. If I was a horse or, you know, an erotic horse girl, either one, I would want to be able to run and at least have a healthy gallop. Very slow, quite annoying. Some of the characters I find are always getting in my way.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Sorry, wrong episode. And the music is absolutely atrocious. Like, it's repetitive, it's non-stop.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Who's responsible for this? Yanis. One of the gals here made a cake. She wants you to try the cake. But how did she make the cake? Like, she has no hands. And then again, when you think about it, how did they build a house? Where did all this stuff come from? I mean, I think I know how she tied that ribbon. Talent. I was hoping the game would just be 3 chapters. It was torturous, even though, you know, it didn't take long to beat, but when I realized it was 5 chapters, oh god, and continued on, suffer for my art. That's what we do here. Yanis Brown. There's really not much else to talk about with this game. I mean, gave us an excuse to talk about bronies, so maybe we just skip to a score for My Little Pony Crystal Princess, the Runaway Rainbow for the Game Boy Advance. Much like those other 2 games I mentioned, I mean, it's competently made. It does, I guess, what it's supposed to do. If you're listening to this and you happen to be a 6-year-old girl in 2006, you'll probably love this game. It does all the things. It's not glitchy. It looks decent. The mini games work. The animations are erotic as fuck. So I guess with all that said, what I'm getting at is my final verdict on this game is it's really good, but only if you like it. And I don't. Fuck this game. I hate it. It's gonna have to be a 1 out of 5. I never want to see it again. I think I'd rather go to a brony convention. Those guys are fine by me. They ain't hurting anybody. This game, however, has. So that's what I get for letting Odo drive. He's a real piece of shit. Odo is the brony fan fiction of dogs. Carl, you're back in charge. Odo needs a little more training. Looking forward to next episode. It can't be much worse than this, I hope. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.
Just fucking kiss me, man.